You're thinking about the use case you had in your head, not what they're actually using it for.
This episode is made possible by OITVOIP. Find your best-in-class revenue generation for MSPs all over the world. Learn more via the link in the show notes.
You're watching MSP Dispatch, your source for news, community events, and commentary in the MSP channel. I'm Ray Orsini, and right next to me is the inimitable Mr. Tony Francisco. How you doing, Tony?
I am doing amazing. I was talking earlier that I believe I am a human snooze button. Sometimes the things that I talk about, I just watch people. Huh?
Never. I have seen people literally change their orientation in gravity from things you've said. I have photographs of this where in one photo, everything's fine. People are completely vertical, standing in the lobby. And in the next frame, one of those people is horizontal, midair. And Tony's completely unaware of all of it throughout this series of events.
Just happens.
I mean, if that's not good news, I don't know what is.
Sometimes it's alcohol. It's pouring smiles like right on your brain. It's like, But you know what we should get into? Not more tequila. No. Let's get into the
What
news.
should we get into?
News. Let's get into it.
In my top story, Amazon is prepping a ChatGPT rival. Yay. Metis, the AI chatbot, in a story written by Pulami Sasha for Financial Express. Amazon is reportedly developing a new AI chatbot named Metis to compete with OpenAI's ChatGPT. According to Business Insider, Metis will use retrieval augmented generation to provide current and information and automate tasks. Designed to respond with text and images in conversation, Metis is expected to use Amazon's internal AI model called Olympus, possibly more advanced than the current Titan AI, which Amazon uses today. The goal is to improve responsiveness and offer real-time stock prices while functioning independently for complex data analysis and decision-making. If launched, Amazon could strengthen its position among tech giants, offering AI assistance addressing concerns about falling behind in AI development. While no official announcement has been made, speculation suggests potential launch in September. Tony, I don't know if you want to cover all the reasons that they already have an assistant and she is as far from AI as one could possibly be, or do you want to cover how horrible the name of Metis is when one of your big three competitors is named Meta?
Okay.
So do we really need
There's so much to unpack here.
Do we need a Kindle AI?
I'm opening up my own AI, and on top of that, I'm opening up my own meme coins, and because that's what we need out there. And here's what: as soon as I heard Metis, I said, "Did you say Meta?" You said Metis.
No, I had to cut myself off reading the story a couple times because I missaid it, and I had to stop and go. And it was bad enough. I didn't even remember. I couldn't figure out if I did say it right or not, so I just redid it because the words are so close.
We are old enough to remember. So there was a band, a one-hit wonder called Better Than Ezra. And so Better Than Ezra, the story is the group called Ezra won all these county fairs. And so these guys got together and they're like, let's get together. And I've talked about this on this show before, where they said, you know what's our name? We're Better Than Ezra. That's the name. It turns out they won. So the one-hit wonder turned out to go everywhere. So can you imagine being the lead singer or in the band called Ezra, and all you hear is Better Than Ezra playing all the time? So he's like, oh, you're Meta? I'm Metis. Metis good. Metis awesome.
Is that what's happening when an MSP takes an extra S and becomes an MSSP? Is that what's happening there? Did we just unlock the code?
I think listen, and I'm going to say this to Bezos. You are the result
he's
of
from Miami. He's from South Florida. He's listening to this right now.
You are the result of a 4 billion years of evolutionary process. Act like it. Like, pretend for just a moment that there are other words and other ways that you can attack something. I am fascinated at how petty some of this looks, but we know, no, it really is that petty. It's that petty. So I'm trying to figure out between Metis and the spaceship, the phallic, well, SpaceX, and and all the other things that are happening right now. I'm trying to like, when do they just stop and
But hold on.
work
I'm going to
together?
walk you back for a second. Yes, you're right. Amazon is not doing anything first. Neither does Apple. You know who just bought a big ass Mac Studio? This idiot. Like, how, you know what I mean? Like, okay, it's Apple investing or partnering with OpenAI. It is how many times have Android users? Oh, look, Apple announced that thing that we had like 10 versions ago. That's so awesome. You know, oh, it's thinner, lighter, faster. But also, Apple hits number one over and over and over in global revenue. I mean, it's a constant battle. They keep going back and forth. And I will argue the Apple Vision Pro, not the greatest swing in the history. Also, Babe Ruth had more strikeouts than anybody else in the league at the same time he was breaking records. So, and that's what I look at Amazon as. Amazon, Kindle, the tablet nobody ever asked for, right? You have that where the e-reader's great, but the Kindle Fire should be set on fire if it wasn't bad for the earth. The Kindle or the Echo powered TVs, again, stuff nobody wants. But AWS is a powerhouse, and Amazon knows their analytics. So I'm leaning towards Amazon, AWS, big data that they're already good at. Now they're adding AI for the kind of financial and analytics they're talking about. I think this is another AWS, not another Kindle, in my opinion. And with that, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comments. Let us know if you're going to launch a new podcast called Better Than MSP Dispatch. Tony, I'm going to go shopping on Temu. Can you take the next story for me, dude?
Oh yeah. Well, I'll don't worry about it. I'm going to read your text from the. Let's just talk about the story. Jumping on my next story, the shopping app Temu is a dangerous malware spying on your texts, claims a lawsuit. This is from arstechnica.com. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin has filed a lawsuit against Temu, a popular Chinese shopping app, claiming it's, quote, dangerous malware. According to the lawsuit, Temu secretly accesses extensive user data, including camera, location, contacts, and text messages, and monetizes data by selling it to third parties. Griffin argues that Temu poses significant privacy and security risks, potentially even sharing data with the Chinese government. Additionally, research by Grizzly Research supports these claims, alleging that Temu's parent company, PDD Holdings, uses deceptive tactics to steal information. Temu denies these allegations, calling them misinformation, and plans to defend itself. The lawsuit seeks to stop Temu's alleged spying and deceptive practices. So, Ray, you can go on that app, and I don't need you to reach out to me because I'll just see what you're doing, and I'll probably get that data cheap. So a whole bunch of data brokers out there. Oh, look at that. I'm looking at your data from Facebook and Amazon. Oh, look at that. There's a whole bunch of stuff over there from Reddit. They're selling that data as well. Okay, never mind. I can just talk to you on the phone since everyone else has that data anyway. What are your thoughts on this? I feel like everything is available to everyone now. But at the same time, we're doing stories about everyone locking everything down. We're sitting here putting out fires with MFA, but the fire truck is literally melted down to its core right behind us.
You guys are working against yourselves. Now, here's my thing. I went and looked at the privacy policy because I apologize. I'm not as good as the rest of the audience watching the show, and I didn't read the privacy policy. I'm sure everybody else has. So, mea culpa. I'll go ahead and read it now. It says we collect certain information, including device data. Cool. Thanks for that ridiculous amount of information about what data you collect. They also collect service usage information. When they add more detail to that, I'll give you the more detail. And they include location data. So they're telling you flat out, we're collecting stuff. Now, Android and iOS both tell you, we need to enable these permissions. That's the first part of any app install ever. The scary part is you can take Temu, and how many of these things have vision search now, right? You can take Amazon, you can take a picture of something and it'll search that thing for you. Temu does the same thing. That's the whole thing. Shop like a millionaire, right? But you're doing it on a budget. So you say, I want this really expensive lamp, take a picture of it. It has access to your camera roll. That's the permission you gave it. That was the intention you had. but you also just gave it access to your camera roll. Oh, let us know what location services you're using. Why? We want to know if you're shopping in certain areas. Maybe we can tell you a Temu item that's cheaper for somewhere you're shopping at. You're at TJ Maxx, here's some clothing items that are cheaper. Shein does this too, by the way. Also a low-cost item. Also trying to gather your data. Are you guys seeing a theme where they put low-cost items to appeal to the general public, and then they use it to steal your data because that's the real money?
Well, that's the thing is, the moment I'm looking for a 70-inch flat panel monitor, 70s porn. Yes, that's what I would like. That right there.
Obviously, yeah.
I am fascinated by the ambiguity that they have put in place that almost enables them to do things that fall under that umbrella. And the problem with that is it's requiring everyone to become so explicit in absolutely every action, which ironically comes back to people saying, I'm not reading all that. I'm not going to read all that. Well, the opposite of that is, well, now you have vague ambiguity that literally allows them to do everything because they collect service data.
Well, because they ask, right? They say, do you want to enable location services? Do you want to enable access to your camera roll and files? Do you want to enable access to your chat history and to your phone calls? And you're thinking all of this stuff because I need the phone call to validate who I am. That's security. You're thinking about the use case you had in your head, not what they're actually using it for. When that Android or iOS permission exists, what exactly are you going to use my camera roll for, and when can you use it? Which are standard things in security and MSP today, right? If we're going to dial back to MSP, if I said we allow DNS traffic, but it has to come from a certain source or it has to be going to a certain source, we're not allowing SMTP all over the network because there's no need for it. It needs to be qualified when and where and what the intention was. That's how we practice security. Our cell phone permissions need to get a little more granular, I think. And if there's a takeaway here, besides shopping like a millionaire, it's that Temu is stealing all your data. Just assume everybody's stealing your data. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching MSP Dispatch. Either let us know why this is a horrible thing, or let us know what you bought on Temu that you're really happy with. In the comments or MSP on the Discord, Simon's going to go boom, and we're going to see the QR code on screen.
Look at that.
Wow. Wow. And the thing that sucks about this, anybody watching this can say, yeah, Simon edited it in. Only you and I know. That was real time right there. Also in real time, the MMN Discord and all the chats and all the nonsense from Tony, myself, and so many amazing other people. Come hang out with us. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
Be safe, everyone.
If you found this episode eye-opening, catch more MSP Dispatch at 10 a.m. throughout the week. Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
This has been a broadcast of the MSP Media Network.